For still our ancient foe doth seek to work us woe. His craft and power are great, and armed with cruel hate. On earth is not his equal.
Recently, there's been a lot of interest on what artificial intelligence and deep fakes may do to spread lies and misinformation. Now, it might be a stretch to say that Psalm 5 is about the dangers of deep fakes, but in essence, the principle is the same. When people absorb misinformation, it's like our throats, our consumption, in other words, of media, is like an open grave. That's what it says in verse 9. So how do we keep our sense of grounding in a time when fake information or fake pornography or taking things just way out of context, all of these things are aimed at getting us to react emotionally, to absorb more and more into our dopamine receptors, whatever gets our brain buzzing. Psalm 5 is, in essence, a prayer against deep fakes, or at least the deep fakes for the ancients, and it's a redirect of our attentional resources. Hear these words from Psalm 5. For there is no truth in their mouths, their hearts are destruction, their throats are empty graves, they flatter with their tongues, for they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you rejoice, let them ever sing for joy. Spread your protection over them, so that those who love your name may exult in you. Some of you may have heard of Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift fans are sometimes called Swifties. Swifties. The fans are known to be very protective of their musical hero. Recently, they railed against deep fakes, distortions of Taylor Swift, even some fake nudes and things that were very disrespectful of Taylor Swift as a woman, as a person, as a artist. And in the same way, we are called to be those kind of fans for God. When it says that we should love the name of God, it means love God's standing, love God's fame or celebrity, we might even say, that we hold God in that same way. And like a Swiftie, we find our joy in having kind of an intimate knowledge, a friendship almost, being able to have that sense with the Creator in the same way that someone might follow someone on social media, like a rock star or something like that. They might want to know what their favorite coffee is. In the same way, we want to know God at a level where we are constantly humming in understanding and seeing God's stature in our lives. And we may also be adamant about distortions about who God is, because sometimes people will say that God is there to judge them or exclude them. And we know that that's a distortion, because we really want people to have a sense of God's love for them. And so our attention can be focused this week on these things from Psalm 5. One is to take refuge in God. Taking refuge in God makes all the difference. 2, celebrating intentionally the little wins that we have along the way and ascribing those wins to being a part of God's journey with us. 3, receiving God like sunshine. This is when we say that word, love your name, basking in God's presence, almost like a friend or a deep relationship might be, or a love interest or whatever. We're receiving God like sunshine. We're so excited to be in God's presence. And then finally, 4, letting God be the famous one in your life. That means nothing else in your life is going to have as much of a high standing, as much celebrity as the living God. And that begins to ground us. We are, in a sense, Swifties for God. We are followers of the one who helps us to stay centered, stay focused, and in control of our own selves, and in a sense, open to the destiny that God has for us. Peace be with you. Amen.